We've got some new content to go over on MLB 24 today, a new All-Star Week collection. I think there's some 99s available in there. We have new Team Affinity, new program, new packs, new event. Should have timestamps for everything down in the description. Pin comment if you're looking for anything in specific. In the comment section, I want to hear what you're excited about, what you're looking forward towards. What do you think of the new content here on MLB 24 today? I want to go ahead and start with the special collection. We can see some 99s. I see an Ohtani. I see an Aaron Judge. Let's go to the 2024 All-Star Week collections, and let's go ahead and take a look at the rewards. So right away, collect 6 of the 2024 All-Star cards. That's going to be the Future Skills Challenge, the Draft, the Home Run Derby, and All-Star Player items, including 1 from each team, 30 of them from Team Affinity. You complete Team Affinity, boom, you already get up to Chris Sale, but collect 6 of them for a wild card slot. Collect 25 for a 99 overall Emmanuel Clase. We can see a little bit of some animated card art. I always like seeing that. That's pretty nice. I do enjoy the card art this year, at least so far, right off the bat. Max hits per 9, max pitching clutch. I think max homers per 9, max velo, max break, 98 control. Cutter, four-seam slider, the velo in the top right. Wait, the control is disgusting. 99, 98, 97. This could be one of the best Emmanuel Clase cards we've had. Wait, he actually seems nasty. Of course, he's got an outlier on his cutter. I might never get a hit against this card, but that's also because I haven't played ranked seasons in about a month. But we have 99 Chris Sale, the starting pitcher, for collecting 30 of the 2024 All-Star, kind of just all these types of All-Star Week cards. 99 starting pitcher Chris Sale. 102 hits per 9, 104 pitching clutch, 97 control. We see the velo in the top right. Slider, four-seam, circle change, and a sinker. The control not looking bad either. Wait. The control on both of these pitchers so far is nasty. The break for Chris Sale's disgusting. I know the hits per 9 isn't maybe as high as some other 99s that you might see, but his break and his control is actually insane. I kind of want to use this Chris Sale. Collect 40 of these cards and you get a 99 overall Fernando Tatis Jr. right field primary, but he also plays second, third, short, left, center field with 99 arm strength and accuracy, 85 fielding, 90 reaction, 92 speed, 115 and 103 for the contact numbers, 109 power versus righties, only 83 for him though versus lefties. 87 vision. Only a couple quirks for the 25-year-old Fernando Tatis Jr. He gets a 99 overall as part of this collection. Paul Skeens also gets a 99 overall. Four-seam, splitter, slider, slur, Vulcan change, max velo, break, pitching clutch for him. 102 hits per 9. We see the velo up in the top right. The control still not looking bad for as fast as this dude throws. That's some pretty solid control right there. The break not looking too bad besides the slurve either. He's got an outlier on his four-seam fastball and he has outlier on his splitter. I mean, I know these are the 99s. This is the collection for the All-Star Week, so of course these cards are going to be good. But I'm liking the look of all the cards so far from this collection. Speaking of, we have a DH, Shohei Ohtani. I guess it makes sense because he can't pitch this year, but DH also plays left center, right field, 70 fielding, 63 reaction, but he does have 90 speed and 99 arm strength, 113 and 101 for the contact numbers, max power versus righties, only 94 versus lefties. We can see some quirks. Oh man, he's got a lot of them. Unfazed, dead red, breaking ball hitter, probably my 3 favorite quirks right there. Bad ball hitter. It's kind of funny he's got breakout liar, even though you can't pitch with this card. I don't think you would be able to put him as your pitcher. That's kind of funny though that he still got that quirk. And then the final card in the All-Star Week collection is a 99 overall Aaron Judge. Max power versus each side, 112 contact versus righties, 116 versus lefties, 85 fielding, 76 reaction, 56 speed out there in center field, but he also plays left and right with 95 arm strength, 96 arm accuracy. Unfazed, dead red, breaking ball hitter. 3 of my favorite quirks right there for Aaron Judge as well. I like the look of the All-Star cards so far. I like the little spinning wheel, the stars, and I'm liking the look of the 2024 All-Star Week collection. I don't really think there is a bad card as part of this collection. So starting off with a W in my book for this content drop today. Now, a way you're going to get a big chunk of cards for that collection is Chapter 2 of Season 2, the Team Affinity Chapter 2 right here. We're going to have one card for each team, 195 overall for each team. I'm going to start with the American League East. We can see some unlockables that you get right away, some All-Star Game equipment, some packs, XP going to be thrown in here, some banners for each division. Each team's going to have one. Keep going on, you get some packs, everything like that. And at 60,000 Team Affinity points, you get your first of the boss packs. It's going to be a 95 overall for each team. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these, otherwise this video would be way too long, but Corbin Burns, 5-pitch mix, cutter, curve, circle change, slider, and a sinker. You see in the top right the velo. You see the control on each of his pitches actually looking pretty solid, and then the break for most of them besides the circle change and the sinker looking pretty good for this 95 Corbin Burns, who does have breakout liar. We have Tanner Hook for the Red Sox, starting pitcher, slider, sinker, splitter, cutter, four-seam fastball. We see the velo in the top right. We see the control in the top right for him, and the break in the top right. Everything good besides the cutter and the four-seamer for that break, but no quirks for Tanner. The Yankees Team Affinity card is going to be a Juan Soto, 97-101 for the contact numbers, 186 for the power numbers, 77 fielding, 53 speed. Looking at the 99s, I mean, he does have a lot of quirks: unfazed, dead red, breaking ball hitter, first pitch hitter, situational hitter. He's got some of the best quirks in the game, but looking at the 99s and then down to the 95s, maybe I should have looked at the 95s first and then did the 99s, but the Rays are going to have Isaac Paredes, third baseman, also plays first, second, and short, 74 fielding. He's going to have better contact versus lefties, but better power for him versus right-handed pitching. And I like the look of these cards having a lot of quirks. That's really nice to see. Unfazed, dead red, breaking ball. Did I mention those are my 3 favorite quirks? Only about 17 million times so far today. And the final AL East card is going to be Vlad Jr. for the Blue Jays, 107 and 102 for his contact numbers, 83, 88 for the power numbers on the first baseman. Also plays third with his 75 fielding, 78 reaction, and then a few quirks on his card as well. And that's going to be the AL East. Each division's going to have a millionaire pack, it looks like. You keep going on, you get some stubs, some XP, some packs in general, get to 200,000 points, and you get all 5 of the bosses for that division. We just did the AL East. Now it's time to do the NL East. And, okay, so you get one of these per division, so you're going to be able to get all 6 of them total. That makes a little bit of sense to me. You got the banners for each team. That's going to be in each division as well. Let's check the bosses. For the National League East, it's going to be Reynaldo Lopez, starting pitcher for the Braves. Four-seam slider, circle change, and a 12-6 curve. The velo in the top right, control in the top right, and the break in the top right for this 95 overall Reynaldo Lopez. Braves All-Star card for the Team Affinity Chapter 2 here in Season 2. Tanner Scott. I feel like 95 relievers are always better than 95 position players. Max hits per 9 in clutch, max velo, max break, four-seam slider, circle change, sinker, the velo in the top right. Control, not the best. Even though he does have that high hits per 9, high velo, the control is what scares me for Tanner Scott. Pitch break is really good on that slider for him. No outlier or anything like that for the lefty reliever. Pete Alonso, I'm always a big fan of his swing. 94, 95 for his contact numbers. 97, 112 for his power numbers. Is this one of the more balanced hitting Pete Alonso cards we've had? I feel like it's almost always his power way higher than his contact numbers. But I mean, the power versus lefties is higher, but the other 3 are right around each other. Now, he's a first baseman, so that 65 fielding is probably not going to matter a ton. 36 speed, probably one of the better hitting 95s just because he does have that lower fielding for this card. Now for the Phillies, we got a Zach Wheeler, 95 overall starting pitcher, 103 hits per 9. We see the pitch selection in that velo in the top right, four-seam sinker, cutter, slurve, and a splitter. We see the control on each of them, looking great on the four-seamer. Sinker's pretty good as well. Pitch break, really good. Maxed out on that sinker, so it seems like that sinker is going to be pretty nasty from Zach Wheeler, road warrior and day player for him. And then finishing off the NL East, I had to remember which league I was in. We got CJ Abrams, left-handed hitting shortstop, also plays second, left, center, right field with his 80 fielding, 82 reaction, 81 speed. He's got higher contact versus lefties, but then higher power versus righties. That's probably how I would like it for a left-handed hitter. That seems like it should be pretty solid for a CJ Abrams. Again, these are 95 overalls. You keep going on the division millionaire pack. Eventually, you get all 5 of the bosses. Again, just like all the divisions here for the National League East. Now on to the Central divisions, starting with the American League Central. Just like usual, we got the banners, and let's go ahead and check out their bosses. Starting with the White Sox, we got Garrett Crochet, starting pitcher. Only 93 hits per 9 for him. 4-seam cutter, slider, circle change, a 4-pitch mix. We see the velo up in the top right. The control up in the top right, looking really good actually for Crochet. Maybe makes up for that lower hits per 9. The pitch break looking really good for him on that slider. No quirks though for the White Sox starting pitcher. Josh Naylor is going to be the Guardians Team Affinity card here for Chapter 2 and Season 2. Contact numbers a little bit lower. 81 versus right, then 70 versus left. 115 power, though, versus righties. 92 versus lefties. 89 vision, 80 fielding. 35 speed for him. A few quirks, including some of my favorites, Unfazed and Dead Red for Josh Naylor. Then we got Tarek Skubal for the Tigers, starting pitcher. 4-seam, circle change, sinker, slider, and a knuckle curveball. We see the velo on his pitches in the top right. The control looking really good for him as well. A lot of these pitchers seem to have pretty good control today. And then the break not looking too amazing for Mr. Skubal, but he does have break outlier, so maybe that helps it out a little bit. Salvador Perez, catcher card for the Royals, also plays first base. Only 66 fielding, but 81 blocking for him, but 64 reaction, 23 speed. 105 and 114 for the contact numbers. 101 power versus right, only 90 versus left, but he does have max 125 clutch. And why does Salvador Perez, the 33-year-old, not have any quirks? This is something that always blows my mind, is some guys that seem like they should have quirks end up not, and then guys where you might not think they have a ton of them. Sometimes I just don't get how they pick and choose who does and does not have quirks. It almost seems like they forgot about them for Salvador Perez, but maybe his live series doesn't have any either. Finishing off the AL Central, we got a Carlos Correa for the Twins. 110, 111 contact, 82 power versus right, but then 117 versus left-handed pitching. 80 fielding for him, 74 reaction, 58 speed for the shortstop, but he does also play third base. And see, why does Correa not have quirks either? He's another guy where I would really expect him to have quirks, but I guess he doesn't, and that is going to be your American League Central for Chapter 2, Season 2 of Team Affinity. Now for the National League Central, we see the banners. Cardinals probably got the best one in the game. That's beautiful. I'm sure they probably have the best Team Affinity card in the game as well. Starting with the Cubs, though, we got Shota Imanaga, starting pitcher, 95 overall, 4-seam splitter, slurve, 12-6 curve, and a cutter. We see the velo on the top right, kind of slower on that side. The control not really looking good at all besides the 4-seam fastball, and the break looking good on the 4-seamer, and then the cutter's looking solid as well. Wait. Am I crazy, or is this card kind of like the definition of mid right here for the Cubs? Yo, Cubs fans, how are we feeling about Shota as your Team Affinity card? I'm really like this. Like, he does not look like somebody I want to use, but, you know, who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. Elly De La Cruz is going to be the Reds card. Switch hitting shortstop. Also plays second and third. 99 speed, stealing, base running aggressiveness, and arm strength. 83 fielding, 70 reaction, 72 arm accuracy. 95 and 91 for the contact numbers for the switch hitter. 104 power versus righties, 90 versus lefties. No quirks for the 22-year-old Elly De La Cruz. 95 overall card right here. I would love for him to somehow win the All-Star Game MVP. Give us a 99 Elly. That'd be kind of sick. Christian Yelich having a pretty solid season in Milwaukee. He's got 120 contact versus righties, 110 versus lefties. Solid power numbers, respectable. 80 versus right, 86 versus left. 121 clutch, 76 fielding. 99 stealing rating on the card. Kind of interesting with only a 75 speed. 64 reaction for him in the outfield. Dead red, bad ball hitter, day player, and road warrior for this Christian Yelich. Brian Reynolds, another switch hitter. I'm always a big fan of Brian Reynolds cards. Outfielder, has 101 and 102 for the contact numbers, 94 and 93 for the power numbers. He's got 105 clutch, 70 fielding. His arm is great. 91 arm strength, 84 arm accuracy, 60 reaction though. His fielding and reaction scares me a little bit in the outfield with his 66 speed. He's got breaking ball hitter. And finishing off the National League Central, the best team in baseball, St. Louis Cardinals. They get Ryan Helsley as their only all-star in this year. 114 hits per 9, 99 velo, no surprise there. 116 pitching clutch. We see his velo on the top right, 4-seam slider, 12-6 curve. The control really good on that slider at least. And then the break, really good on the four-seam fastball. I guess it's decent for his slider. And he's going to have outlier on that four-seam fastball. And that's going to finish up the National League Central for Season 2, Chapter 2 of Team Affinity. Now we're on to the American League West. We see the banners for each of the teams right here. Let's go ahead and check out their 95 overall bosses. It's going to be Jose Altuve for the Houston Astros. Second baseman also plays shortstop with his 67 fielding, 41 arm strength, 79 arm accuracy, 58 reaction. A kind of terrible fielding Jose Altuve card. He has 52 speed, 113, 117 for the contact numbers. Way better power versus righties than lefties. And then he's got a few quirks on his card, including dead red for this Jose Altuve. Tyler Anderson gets the card for the Angels. Starting pitcher with a four-seam, circle change, cutter, sinker, and a slider. The velo in the top right, the control in the top right, and the break in the top right. Really good on 3 of his 5 pitches. The slider only at 55, but he does have 125 pitching clutch, which is pretty neat for Tyler Anderson. Mason Miller. Ooh. I feel like the relievers are always a little bit better for 95s and position players. 124 hits per 9, 99 velo, 99 break. The 87 pitching clutch scares me a little bit for him, though. But four-seam slider, circle change. The control looking decent, but not amazing. Kind of bad for the circle change. The break looking really good for the slider. And I guess the four-seam fastball. And he does have outlier on that four-seam fastball. Shout out to Mason Miller, having himself a solid year so far. Logan Gilbert gets the nod for the Mariners. He is their all-star for Team Affinity here in Chapter 2 of Season 2. 103 hits per 9, 5-pitch mix, four-seam slider, cutter, splitter, and a curveball. We see the velo in the top right. We see the control in the top right. Great on the slider, maxed down on the slider. And then the pitch break looking solid, especially on that curveball for the Road Warrior, Logan Gilbert. And then last but not least, for the AL West, we have Marcus Semien, second baseman, also plays short. He has 87 fielding. Don't know if I would put him at shortstop with that 46 arm strength, but 88 arm accuracy, 78 speed, 77 reaction, and max contact versus left-handed pitching for the 95 Marcus Semien, unfazed and breaking ball hitter for this card. And that's going to be your AL West Team Affinity Chapter 2, Season 2. And the final division to go over before we talk about how we're earning progress for this chapter of Team Affinity, you got the banners for the NL West right here. Let's take a look at their all-star 95 overalls, starting with the switch-hitting Ketel Marte, second baseman, also plays short, left, center, and right field. He's going to be maxed out versus lefties, both in contact and in power. A respectable 90 contact versus righties, but only 75 power versus righties, 110 clutch for the card. 95 fielding at all those positions. 80 reactions, not too bad. The 69 arm strength might scare me a little bit, maybe at shortstop, but 85 arm accuracy, 64 speed, unfazed. My favorite quirk for this 95 Ketel Marte. Ryan McMahon, going to be the Rockies card. Third base, first and second with 92 fielding, 87 reaction, 43 speed, 102 contact versus right, then 118 versus lefties, 94 and 104 for his power numbers. No quirks, though, for Ryan McMahon. Tyler Glasnow gets the Dodgers Team Affinity card, the 4-pitch starting pitcher. Four-seam slider, 12-6, and a sinker. You see the velo in the top right. You see the control in the top right. And the pitch break in the top right. Max down on that 12-6 curve. That 12-6 curve could be a fairly nasty pitch for the 95 Tyler Glasnow. I like Luis Arraez's swing in the game. First baseman, but he also plays second, third, short, and left field. Only 65 fielding and 58 arm strength for him, though, with 73 reaction, 53 speed. But max contact versus right. 117 versus left, 67 and 59 for his power numbers, 118 vision, and max 125 clutch. Honestly, might put him on my bench as a pinch hitter, potentially, but unfazed, breaking ball, bad ball hitter for this 95 Luis Arraez. And then last but not least, our final card for Team Affinity Chapter 2 is going to be Logan Webb, the starting pitcher with 86 hits per 9. We see the velo in the top right. I like the pitch mix. Sinker, circle change, slurve, four-seam, and a cutter. The control looking absolutely crazy for Logan Webb. He's going to be dotting people's life away with that break on some of those pitches. Max down on the slurve, circle change, and the sinker. Yeah, this could be a nasty card. The hits per 9 does scare me. The pitching clutch does scare me. But with that control and some of that break, I think he could end up being better than he might look for some of these attributes. And that's going to be the National League West Team Affinity Chapter 2 for Season 2. Now I want to take a look at how we're earning progress for Team Affinity. Each division is going to have a pretty easy mission, I believe. We see 4 strikeouts with Orioles players, 1 strikeout with Red Sox, 4 total bases with Yankees, 1 with Rays, 4 total bases with Blue Jays. So you're going to see some easier missions like this for each division. If you do all of these, that's going to be 12, 24, 36, 48, 60,000 points. So if you do those super easy missions in any mode here in Diamond Dynasty, online, offline, any mode that you choose, you can go ahead and get all the way up to 60,000 points. And just like that, you unlock your first boss for this new chapter of Team Affinity. So that's a pretty nice way to start. They said this is going to be the fastest we've ever been able to do Team Affinity. That's what they said. You got vouchers you're going to be able to earn as well. We'll go ahead and check the Conquest map in a second. I would assume it doesn't look like there's a showdown actually, but we have parallel XP missions. It's going to be repeatable for both of these. We have just with players from the divisions, and then we have parallel XP with the bosses as well. 500 for that. Looks like 2024 for the repeatable for just that division. We've got multiplayer missions. Looks like these are all repeatable. And it looks like you can do just ranked BR events, and then they also have ranked co-op. So there's innings pitched, total bases, and strikeouts. That's going to be in just ranked BR events, but they also have ranked co-op stat missions for those as well. That's very nice to see. We've got general missions. Some of these repeatable, some of them not. Total bases, strikeouts repeatable, but then we got strikeouts with live series of the All-Star cards, hits with the live series, and then hits and strikeouts with the bosses as well. Going to be earning you points for those general missions. Player exchanges, just like usual. You're going to be able to earn some progress if you want to exchange some players that way. It looks like there's going to be an extreme moments for each division, 6 extreme moments, and that would get you 10,000 of the 200,000 that you need. This one right here on Hall of Fame difficulty. There's going to be a conquest map, and if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 conquest maps today. We're going to have the American League and the National League, and these are going to earn you progress for each division. And there's one for the National League, one for the American League. Are going to have rewards along the way. Show packs, it looks like there's just going to be just packs in there, and you're probably not getting vouchers from that. It looks like it's going to be a flat 30,000 points once you beat that map. So you do the AL map, you're getting 30,000 points in all the AL divisions. You do the NL one, that's going to be 30,000 points for each National League division. So they brought back just having the 2 conquest maps for this. And then we're also going to have a March to October, just like usual. You want to play through that, you're going to be able to earn some Team Affinity progress. And we saw the vouchers. It looks like the vouchers are going to be here from this Season 2, Chapter 2 Team Affinity Showdown. We got 1 voucher right there. We see a second there. It looks like you're going to be able to earn 4 total vouchers by completing the Season 2, Chapter 2 Team Affinity Showdown. And that's going to be how you earn progress here for Chapter 2 of Team Affinity here in Season 2. We've got a new program just like usual. We're getting a season awards drop. This is going to be number 6. We've got 91 overall Tops Now cards in here. Hayden Birdsong is going to get a card, starting pitcher for the Giants. Velo in the top right with the control and the break for him. Moving on down, we have Cater Montero, 4-seam slider, circle change, and a knuckle curveball. Velo in the top right, control, break for him up in the top right. Next up, we have a 91 overall Leo Jimenez, second base, third base, shortstop, 97-92 for his contact numbers, better power versus left-handed pitching, 82 fielding, 69 speed for the 91 second baseman. And then finally, we have a Jake Berger. He gets a Tops Now card in this week's program. Third baseman, also plays first and second. 115 power versus right, 97 contact versus right. Just overall a better hitter for the righty versus right-handed pitching. Only 60 fielding over there at third base with his 73 speed. As usual, we're getting one of these non-sellable packs at 45 points, and then a 95 Season Awards Jose Miranda, along with 9,000 XP for completing the Season 2 Awards Drop 2 program. First, second, third, short, max contact versus right. He's going to have 90 versus left, better power versus right-handed pitching. Only 58 fielding if you ever decided to put him at second, third, or short. 54 speed, no quirks for the Jose Miranda. That's going to be the Season 2 Awards Drop 6 program. Also today, we have a new event starting, the 2024 All-Star Game event. You can use All-Star cards, Home Run Derby draft cards from this year, but also just any of the retro ones as well. Captain cards, Future Skills Showcase cards, and then all live series cards as well here in the new event going on until July 21st. So about a 9-day long event. It looks like we're going to actually have 2 cards. You can get all the way up to 15 wins. I would have preferred it to see like 10 and 7 wins for the cards, but hey, it goes up to 15 for this one. You got some XP in here. You got some of the rewind packs in here, just like usual as well. And let's take a look at the first card, a 95 Cole Reagan, starting pitcher. 4-seam, circle change, cutter, slider, and a knuckle curveball up in the top right. You see the velo, you see the control on each of his pitches, and then you see the pitch break for him. A few quirks on the card as well, and you want to go all the way to 15 wins. You can get a 96 overall Riley Green, a way better contact for him versus righties, 113 versus 78 versus left, but then his power numbers a bit more even, 106 versus right, 102 versus left. He's got 118 clutch to help out versus lefties with runners in scoring position, 83 fielding, 88 reaction, 73 speed, and unfazed for this 96 Riley Green. Go up to 20 wins. You can get 3 ball impacts, some more XP, and that's going to be your 2024 All-Star Game events. I was thinking it might be stadium locked in Texas, but I guess that doesn't seem to be the case. But that's your 2024 All-Star Game events. And it would not be an MLB The Show 24 content drop, content day if there wasn't stuff in the pack shop. We can see the Home Run Derby pack is still available, but we have a new headliner, a new chase card, and a new season awards pack. So let's go ahead and start with the Season 2 Awards Drop 6 pack. Of course, the Topps Now card is going to be higher than the ones in the program. Michael Mercado, velo in the top right, control in the top right, and break in the top right as well for him. Let's take a look at Joey Estes, starting pitcher for the Athletics. 4-seam slurve, slider, circle change, and a cutter. The velo in the top right. Control not looking great in the top right, but I mean, these are only 92 overalls. Pitch break in the top right as well for him. And I think the final card in the base round is going to be the switch hitting Ian Happ. 86-89 for his contact numbers, 96 power versus each side, 76 fielding in the outfield for him, 61 speed, and a few quirks for the 92 Ian Happ. And then we got a couple 95s here in the rare round. It's going to be Justin Steele to start us off. 95 overall starting pitcher, 4-seam slider, sinker, sweeping curve, and a circle change up in the top right. We got that velo. We got that break, or the control, I should say, looking actually really good for him. Pitch break looking solid on that slider and the sweeping curve. A couple quirks for Justin Steele. And the final card in the Season 2 Awards Drop 6 pack is going to be 95 Christian Walker. 92 and 99 for his contact numbers on the first baseman. 109 power versus right. Only 85 versus left. He's got 96 fielding at first base. 85 reaction, 50 speed. He also does play left field. He's got a few quirks, including my favorite, unfazed. And that's going to be the Season 2 Awards Drop 6 pack. We've got a new chase card. It's going to be this 97 Nolan Ryan, a 4-seam, 12-6, circle change, and a sinker. 105 hits per 9, 123 pitching clutch. We see the velo in the top right, control in the top right, never amazing for Nolan Ryan. Pitch break maxed out on that 12-6 curve. He's got outlier on his 4-seam fastball, break outlier for him as well. Our new chase card is this 97 overall Nolan Ryan. We've got a new headliner today. It goes with some Astros jerseys. We got Framber Valdez, 95 starting pitcher, sinker, curve, slider, circle change, and a cutter. We got the velo in the top right, the control in the top right, looking nasty for him. A lot of good control pitchers today. We see the break maxed down on the sinker, curve, slider, 96 on the circle change. Wait for a 95. I know the hits per 9 is at 97. The velo's not amazing, but with that control, with that break for a 95, he actually seems kind of solid. And he's going to be the new headliner today. That's going to be all that's new as of right now here in the pack shop. And of course, we have more content coming as part of the All-Star Week here in MLB The Show 24. On the 14th, we get a draft choice pack. The 15th, we get a draft conquest map. Also on the 15th, we get the Home Run Derby choice pack. 16th, an All-Star Game choice pack directly after the Home Run Derby, directly after the All-Star Game. And then on the 17th, it looks like they drop a 2024 All-Star Week program. So some more content to look forward towards. I don't know if there's anything else to look forward to next week. in terms of sports video gaming. But I'm interested to see what y'all think of the new content today, what cards you're most excited for. Down in the comment section, let me know. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if y'all enjoy the videos we daily upload on the channel. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you in another video on the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's daily upload.